I can't work without coffee. It is Thursday evening over here. It is 7 p.m. I'm seeing comments. No, not yet. So, anybody there? Grab my coffee. So, hi everybody. Thank you for joining me. So, who is with me? Guys, my name is Angela. I'm the owner of Creative Energy from Elfenundhelden. I am the German distribution for Dixiebelle and for woodubend and for graceondesign for Europe. So, glue. Glue, sorry. Wenn ihr join me, just say hi to me. Hallo Nicole, schön, dass du wieder da bist. Ja, danke schön, da freue ich mich. So, when you join me, just say hi to me and tell me where you're watching from. As I said, it is 7 p.m. over here. So I'm happy when you're there. And hallo, liebe Sissy. When you have questions, guys, leave them in the comments. Leave them in your mother tongue. I will answer them, well, possibly during the live. If it's not Spanish or French or something like that, I have to come back later for that. But if I speak your language, I will do that straight away. Guys, if you're watching a replay, please put hashtag replay into the comments so I know that you've been there. That'll be absolutely fantastic. And if you haven't done it yet, go over to my page, leave me a follow. That'll be wonderful. Love you guys. Okay, so we are working on this cute little shelf. You can see, can you see the legs, like those lovely curved legs? Guys, you know I like those Chippendale things. So, hallo Sabine. Nee, das ist wirklich klein. Das ist wirklich klein. Ich habe das auf einem anderen Regal draufstehen. Ja. Hi Nina, thank you for joining me. Hi Charlie, thank you for tuning in again. That's lovely. That's lovely. So let's continue our shelving. We already started on the other side in the German live. We are working with woodubend trims and some paint. This is a returning customer. Hallo liebe Anja. Ich sehe sie auch auf Facebook. Dankeschön. So, we are having the trim 718, which is going to go on the side here, around here. And we're working with the trim 705, which is going to go along the front here. You can't really see, but this is curved, so this is a little bit tricky. But we already started on the top here, as you can see. The colors we've chosen. The base color is going to be peacock. The base color is going to be peacock, and in the back and on the inside also. And we are working with the Solis lace stencil from Posh Chalk, which I already destroyed for another project, but I cut the edge off. It's still otherwise in perfect shape. So I'm going to work with Solis lace, which is absolutely pretty, pretty, pretty. And as this is a reverse stencil, basically what you see, what's white there from the stencil is basically the lacing. This is the base color. So the base color we have chosen, or the customer has chosen peacock. It is a returning customer. I've done the Blue Beauty Vanity for her, which was like a little brighter colors, but this one is going to go into her atelier, as she is a jewelry maker. God, that's a difficult word for a German person. So, bonsoir Michelle, ça va? Hi Kim, thank you for joining me. That's sweet. I'm happy you're all there, guys. So, okay. Yes, so the base is going to be the peacock, which is going to be the lace at the end. And for the top, we had to choose a color which is going to match her, can you see that? Match her walls. And so Dixiebelle's got 69 chalk mineral paint colors. And if you believe it or not, there's like one color which is not matching. So anyhow, we can mix them, and I tried that beforehand. Oh, hi Michelle. Is Michelle there also? Oh, there you are. Oh, there's my translator. Thank you. So I've been mixing that to match basically the wall color. And this is a mixture of antebellum blue, which is like the most of it. We have a little bit of caviar and a tiny little dash of palmetto, just to get that color. I don't know if you can see that. Now you can see that. So this is with a little bit more of caviar. This is the pure antebellum, and this is basically in the middle the color we're going to use. This is the mixture I made. Can you see that here? Also, yes, Instagram can see that now. So this is antebellum. That was too much of the caviar, and this is basically the color we've chosen at the end. So I've been playing with my new tool also earlier, and so I'm well sporty tonight. Okay, let's get going with our trim. We're first going to bring on our trim. The amazing thing about the woodubends is that they are in a solid state when they are cold. The new trims, they come in a pack of two. They come in a pack of two. They are wrapped. It's like one on the one side and one on the other side. Already used one. I sell them single. Most retailers sell them single. Hi Tanya, thank you for joining. Most of the retailers sell them single. But when you buy only one, it might be that you only get the trim without the back plate, you know, so that's the thing. It depends who's coming first. And those things are pretty nice because they are heat resistant, and you can heat your moldings up on that one also. Heating them up, you can do with a heat gun, you can do it on the griddle. I've got the trim laying on the griddle at the moment to warm it a little bit up. You can use a hair dryer. It might take a little longer with a hair dryer. So that's the thing. As I said, in a cold state, they are solid. You might break them if you're not careful, but you can rejoin them, so that's no problem. They behave like wood basically. If you have like other ornaments, bigger ornaments, you can drill them, you can saw them, you can carve them, you can sand them, and when they're warmed up, they're nice and flexible. So this is the benefit we're going to use now, as this piece is going to go around this corner and it's like swirly down here. Excuse me, just to give it a little more interest. And I already got it laying down on the griddle. There's different ways. When I work with trims, I like to put my glue onto the project. For me, it makes my life easier. If I have like only a short strip, I do it the other way around. But like this, sometimes it's easier when I have it on the when I put it on the surface of my project and then I attach the trim. Also quite handy if you haven't got somebody helping you, get your own third hand, use a little bit of tape to tape it down. As this is like going from the top down here, it's pretty easy. You can see this one I've taped because this is tricky, you know, when it's like a long piece like that and the glue is not dry, it might slip down. So, okay, I'm going to apply my glue now. I'm pretty generous because every excess I can take off. When it's squeezed out, I've got my baby wipe close to me. Can use a damp cloth, a wet brush, whatever. Wood glue. You can use any wood glue of good quality. Oops. Any wood glue of good quality. What's this? Something in there. And as I said, it is water-based, so it's water-based, you can just wipe it off. So, there we go. If you have questions, guys, just speak to me. I will see that I can answer them straight away. So. So this is the last bit out of that out of that bottle. So it's already a bit thicker than I would like to have it. But this is the Quick and Thick by Type 1, which is for me the perfect glue to work with. I put it on generous, every bit which is like squeezed out to the sides I can take off with them. So this is the trim now. Let's see, this one is going to go the other way around. So let's see, I hope this is now long enough to, oh, this is perfect, guys. Ooh, I'm loving it. I don't need to put anything or attach a piece or something like that. This is just about long enough for this for both of the sides. So down here, Michelle, be strong. I'm using Nina, you do, I do. I absolutely adore it, as you've noticed. So use my knife and cutting the rest off. Where did it go? There. So, and even it is only a tiny bit which I've just cut off, which is left, I'm going to save that. You never know. You might have another project where there's just like a tiny area like this is missing, and then you're happy if you don't have to start with a new trim. You can use that. And otherwise you may do some small things, and this might come handy using it. So now I have put it on there. The woodubend trims, they need about the same time to cool down like they need it to heat up. I have it pretty nicely on there. Even so, I'm going to make sure I've got all the edges nicely squeezed on there. So I'm going to reheat it. Working in sections, and I'm squeezing it nicely onto the surface, making sure it gets good contact in all the areas. You can reheat them as often as you wish, as long as you don't char it. You have to be careful when you use a heat gun, and I know what I'm talking about. So, make sure it's nicely on there. So, and with this project, I usually not painting the back of my pieces when it's in good shape. This one is in very good shape, but even so, this is going to be a coffee bar for my customer, and this is going to stand against her desk, and you can look underneath the desk from her side. So this is going to be painted on the back side. So you can paint the woodubends before you apply them. You can paint them afterwards. If there's glue squeezing out, you can wipe it off with, this glue is pretty thick, so it's not squeezing, but it's gluing pretty nicely, as I can see. Excuse me. And this is perfect size for this piece. So I don't need to carve anything off, which I could do if I needed, but this one is perfect. Even so, on this side it's a bit rough, so I'm going to wait till it's cooled down, and I'm just going to sand it off a little. Sometimes there's from the production some bits showing. You can just sand it off nicely. Just to make sure that there's no sharp edges. So this project itself, this little shelf, I've been bossing it because it is a bleeder, and even I'm working with pretty dark colors. I'm not going to take any risks. So, as I said, you can paint them before you apply them. You can paint them after you've applied them. And as they are porous like wood, you could also use some stain. So you can also stain them. When you paint them beforehand, it is sometimes easier, or it is easier if you use a flexible paint. The dixiebelle paints are flexible. Also the Posh Talk paste and products, they're also flexible, which means when you apply those around curved surfaces or something like that, the paint may not, gotta be careful, I've got my hands full of glue, I've got glue and paint in my face, and yeah, so that it doesn't crack. So if it cracks, you just paint over it. It just makes your life easier. Okay, Nina, yes, Nina, I did that beforehand. I prepared the piece beforehand. It was cleaned nicely with white lightning. I always do that with every piece, and even if it's a brand new piece I pick up, I always clean it with white lightning. And during the cleaning process, I realized that it is a bleeder, so I'm not taking the risk. Even, I'm painting with dark colors. So I've been bossing it to make sure. I use a clear boss. Boss is a bonding primer. Boss is a stain blocker, stain and smell blocker from Dixiebelle, and it comes in 3 finishes: in clear, which I've used on here, in gray, and in white. So I've used the clear one on here. So if you want to have your colors really pop, you use the white one. If you want to keep them neutral, you use the gray one. And if you're working with dark colors, or if if it doesn't really matter if they pop or whatever, you can use the clear one, depending on the ground. So all right, breeze. So now let's get to painting. I'm just going to dust off here, sanding that. What was that? Something's dropping. Sure what it was. Okay, let's gonna have a sip of coffee. Okay. As I said, the base color, as I said before, is going to be, just checking it. Yes, I did put it the right way around. I'll just panic. It's going to go this way around. Obviously, I want to have, this is like, has a direction from the pattern. I want to have it like right to the opposite there. Okay, peacock is our base color. Remember the Beauty Vanity, we had Pure Ocean and Antebellum Blue, so it was all together a little brighter than this one. So, shaky, shaky. Chalk Mineral Paints by Dixiebelle, water-based, VOC-free, come in 3 sizes. This is the biggest size. A jar like this from this paint lasts you for about 14 square meters with 2 coats of paint. So have fun. This is the biggest jar, then it's like half the size, 16 ounces, and then we also have 4 ounces. So, okay, I've got to turn the whole thing that you can see what I'm doing. I'm just getting it because it's open and I know myself before I drop it. I'll just put it to the side. Stay with me. Stay with me. See like this? Yeah, I think you can. Okay, now we get to paint here. I think that's fine. I'm going to paint the inside also a little, and the inside is going to be also in peacock, the sides and the back, and the shelves itself, they're going to be in that color which is going to go on top, which we're going to mix. Let me think. There, I put it. So as I painted before also, I've wrapped my, this is going to be first painted in peacock. And then I will decide. This I will have to talk through with Kerstin if she wants to have some bling on there, or if she shall just like basically use the peacock and dry brush some of that darker color on there. Let's see what she wants to have. So, I'm using the paint out of the lid. And this is my mini brush. As I said, I had it wrapped in a baby white and put it in a bag so that the paint doesn't dry in the brush, you know, because they dry pretty quick, and therefore, so go. I always use a little bit of water, or most of the times I use a little bit of water on the surface because I like to paint thin coats and I rather have a second coat. Very rarely I need a third coat, but I like to paint thin coats. This is the reason. And you can see it's a fantastic coverage. What is this? Oh. Things dropping off the shelving. So. Well, this is still the paint out the lid. I haven't gone into the jar yet. And the back is going to be in the darker color. I just want to cover it up. So when I come to the edges, I'm not painting against the edge because otherwise I wipe the paint off the brush and put it under the project. So towards the edges, I like to paint against the edges. Tiny little bit here. Paints are, as I said, water-based, VOC-free, self-leveling. You can paint onto your bare or straight onto your wood, and I'm going to water the trim a little bit just to make the paint run a little easier into the details. Got a bit have a swirly motion. I usually, I said it in the German life, take one of the French tip brushes or something like that to get into the details, but this is not too intricate, so I'm stressing out my mini brush. I'm sorry, Mini. I'm so sorry. I'm giving you a hard time. But this is, I mean, as you can see, this is one of my first minis and it's still in shape for over 2 years. Hi, Sonia. A ghost. Don't tell me about ghosts. I believe in those things. Don't scare me. Don't you? I mean, I'm just happy that this is a very busy area. I can run out screaming straight away if there's a ghost in here. Goodness sake. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps. Don't talk to me about ghosts. Oh, Nina, my cats are at home. Sleeping on the settee, on the bed, on the heater. They're at home. I miss them during my projects. What I don't miss is like having cat hairs all over my projects all the time. An angel goes friendly. Oh. Dankeschön, Anja, dass du dich ein bisschen beruhigen magst. Aber wenn es um sowas geht, habe ich echt eine blühende Fantasie. An angel ghost. Okay. I like to believe that. So, let's see. The inside is going to go, as I said, on the back and on the, and water the trim a little bit to let the paint run into those details. I love the trim, it's so pretty, ever so pretty. That looks so pretty. And the lace stencil is going to go on the sides next time. And I think next time we can pretty much wrap the thing up. It's not going to be overly fancy. It's not going to be overly fancy. So scrape the last bits out of here. But I've made the whole side basically just with the paint, which was like on the lid from shaking up that piece. So in those, I'm going to stipple the brush into the edges and then I'm painting down. Same thing I'm going to do at the bottom. As I said, the shelf bottoms, they are going to be done in the color mix we're going to do the next time. So I'm stippling it just down to get into the edges, and then I pull my paint up to paint the. So I'm not worried that there is peacock. That there's peacock on the shelf itself, as we are going to. When I paint, obviously, the shelf, the bottom, I will tape the back. So I'm not getting our color mix onto the back again. So where's my spray bottle? There. I like to spray my project just to spread out the paint a little easier, and go from there. You know, depending on the room temperature and the humidity where you add, it dries quicker or slower. And the paints have a curing time of 30 days. There's a difference between drying time and curing time. Drying time is, you know, after whatever, 1 hour, something like that. This will be pretty dry. so I can put on the second coat. But the curing time means the time till the paint is basically completely hardened and you can fully use it. Yeah, but even so, if the ghost is friendly, I don't know. I've got too much fantasy. I've got too much fantasy. If it looks a little, how do you say that? Stainy, that'll be covered completely with the second coat. But as I said, I'd rather have thin coats instead of like one big blob. Not like that. Sorry, side without you watching. Same thing, stippling down on the bottom. I'm hungry. Oh, I'm eating again. Eating again. So that's pretty much it. Underneath, this will be nice and bright. And this is standing on another shelf at the moment. It's an awkward position to paint in, but I'm not going to leave that brown, so this is going to be in peacock underneath there. Brighten it up a little. And then we'll so that's it. Let that dry. Then we go back for the second coat. Still the biggest boo-boos I'm going to take off here. Just with my baby wipe, as this is water based, I can just like wipe it off. So it's not like slotting up too much. So I'm just taking it off. As I said, this is going to be painted anyway. That's it. And let's see, painting my hair now. Check for some questions. Yes, Michelle, you can see that, can't you? You laugh, girl. You laugh at me. You laugh at me. So. Okay, what's the time? Okay. Basically, we're just going to do another trim. We're going to do that one down here because the bottom shelf is pretty dry. This trim is a little thicker and this is curved. So let's see if I can get you around here. Around here, we're going to do that trim down there. Isn't that color pretty? That was so pretty. I do like that. Do like that. So I will need a little. I think I'm going to use another brush. That's pretty contaminated and dry. So don't panic when the wood glue has dried in your brush. Just put it into water, and wood glue is water based, so it'll soften up again. It is, Nina, isn't it? I just love working with the woodubends. I just love it. You know, other people just talk about it. I use it. I work with it. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Kim. Yeah, it's ever so pretty. Shall I tell you something? I don't think I've ever really painted with peacock. Even it's like a lovely color and I like it very much. I have to think. When did I use peacock? Oh, I just found my hairband. Been looking for it. Just found my hairband. So let's get some more glue in here, and also in this jar, you know, the glue which is like stuck in there, I can always take that off. So that was that was too much now. Anyhow, I'll put like the other trim on there later on. So I was just like thinking the next steps I'm going to do, and then squeeze, 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 squeeze. So for the shelf itself, we're using the trim 705, which is this cutie. That's a 705. So again, I'm making my life hard. This is one of the thicker ones, and this is like a rounded shape, so you know me. That's what I've noticed afterwards. Now we're going to go for it. So I'm getting my third hand prepared. I'm going to use some help. So I'm just preparing some tape to put it on there. You know, because obviously when the glue hasn't dried, it is a bit floppy. So I've got my glue. I'm using another artist brush, and oh, that's right, Anya. That's right. The first one I've done. Correct. Yeah, the really colorful one. So can you all see? Yeah. Again, apply the wood glue. You can, you know, when I work with the ornaments, I apply the glue onto the ornament, because otherwise, you know, if they have like too many open spots, you have too much glue on your project. But with a trim, as the trim is going to cover basically the area, I like to have it on the I like to have it on the project. You can do it the other way around. But like this, especially when I have like longer strips, I can keep the trim in a coil, which you should keep it in. That's how they come, and it's easier with them to work, as you know, as long as they're in a coil, especially when you roll up the whole thing. And when you have glued it and put it back into the coil, you just have like the glue everywhere. So that's the reason I like to do it this way around. side. This is new. So this is pretty thick. I had it laying on the griddle, but even so, it's not completely warmed through. Also, I'm gonna make sure I've got it right here. This way around, I have to use it. So I'm just going to heat that up a little more when that time the heat comes. I'm all over the place, guys. Here I am. So, ta-da! Unrolled it. Put it on here. Grab my third hand I just want to put it down for now. Just want to make sure I am having it on here and then have the right length. It's going to go to here. Cut it. Without, gotta do that way. Without dropping it. Michelle, be strong. I'll be fine. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'll be fine. So, as long as they're warm, you can stretch them a little bit. So when you work on an area like this, it is handy if you have like somebody helping you, you know, because that's a little tricky. It's a little tricky. As long as the glue is not dry. So let's get to work. Warm it up nicely again. I want to have it nice and soft so I can stretch it up to the end and attach it to the surface. So they're going to basically stay in the shape you want to edit. You edit it to when it's cooled down. So I think that's ever so pretty. Whoops, a project. So, guys, it is 10 to 9. I'm going to go through the whole thing and make sure it's attached nicely on here. As this is a pretty thick trim, I'm going to need a little time for that, so you don't need to watch that all the time. Yes, I have, Michelle. I have. And they're not too badly covered in paint, so I'm pretty proud. I've not made a complete mess out of myself. So, my friends, I'm so happy you joined me tonight. Where's my coffee? There's a bit of coffee. Dry mouth. I'm so happy you joined me tonight, my friends. My name is Angela, and I'm the owner of Creative Energy from Elfenundhelden. I'm the woodubend distribution for Germany and dixiebellepaint distribution for Germany, graceondesign for Europe. When you've been watching this video and you've liked it, hopefully you did, pop over to my page, leave me a like there if you haven't done it yet, so you don't miss anything I do. Yeah, and if you watch replay, put hashtag replay. If you have questions, then tag me. Yeah, I'm happy that you joined me, guys. You have a lovely weekend. You stay safe, and I will see you next week. Ta-da! Take care. Bye-bye. Good night, everybody. Good night, Michelle, Anya. Guys, so happy you've been there. Good night, Kim. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you so much. That's so sweet.